And we're using 4%, not 153% of revenue anymore to service debt. That's why they have 96% of our revenue to spend, because we're only using 4%. And so we did this by paying back close to $2 billion US. That's over 400 billion Guyana dollars, apart from the debt relief. Just imagine how much more progress the PPP would have made had we not had to deal with that legacy of $400 billion more spent in this country if we did not have to pay back the new debt. How much more we could have done for this city and everywhere else. So you have to look at starting point. And we are proud how far we have come. We have gone a long way to restoring hope and vibrancy and credibility to the city. People can drive, etc. Were we perfect? No. Were we perfect? No. But the progress can be seen, and especially for people who lived through that period. But one thing also, you ask what would we do differently. We're not going to do differently. We'll go back to what we are doing. We'll never chase the vendors off the street so that they don't we'll go back to that. We're not going to do that differently. And you remember the Tulsi Prasad land that Hoyt sold to Tulsi Prasad for $2.7 million on Water Street. We bought it back for over $300 million and gave it to the city council. Too many of them were on the street. We spent over $300 million, gave it to the city council for that purpose. So that is how we dealt with vendors. We didn't chase them off. We found the place, the state invested a lot of money and handed it over to the city council. That's one. But one area where we had some failings. So I can go through to tell you a lot about what we'll do. We had some failings. Is that whilst we managed 10 years prior to us assuming office, no audited accounts for the entire country. It's an APNU legacy. And from 1992 to 2015, every single year, we have presented audited statements to the National Assembly for public accounts in the country. The same Gulsaran that talks a lot today, he was Auditor General for those 10 years when Carl Greenwich was there, that we didn't have accounts. He should not be talking about transparency. He failed to perform his constitutional duty in that period. But 23 years of public accounts every single year. Imagine we could have done it for the entire country. And this city council can't do it for the city. And one thing that people fail to sometimes recognize, that a PPP, since independence, has never controlled the city. It's not 23 years, it's over 50 years of PNC in the city. And they started off with the city being good, and this is where they brought it. And had we not made those interventions from central government, then it would have been in serious situation. So people vote differently. But if they objectively assess what we started with, the constraints, our hands were tied because of the financial situation of the country. But in spite of that, we made changes. We helped the city in several areas. And our attitude will not change because we care about people earning a living. You can clean up the place. We support the cleaning. But $800 million must be spent on the cleaning that they collected through deals in back taxes. That's what they are talking about. But not a single public tender. Can you imagine spending $800 million? I argued that you can't finance the cleaning of a city from arrears collection. You have to finance it from recurrent revenue. Because when the arrears, you collect the arrears, you don't have money anymore. You'd become bankrupt.